Fried turkey was hit.
I wasn't
It was
mad at
good.
it. I wasn't mad at
I,
Thanksgiving this year.
I thought the fried turkey was really good, man. Next time, you should probably do two.
So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna inject it for sure next time. But I'm also gonna cook it a little bit less though, because I feel like it was in there for like just a little bit too long. But I'm already have another one in the freezer waiting, so I'm good.
I thought it was perfect.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I thought it was perfect. Well, and then again, I'm the type of guy where I kind of like my shit when the things are fried. I kind of like it a little more crispier
Mm.
and maybe a little more burnt than what other people would like it.
Okay. So you
That's
prefer it that way.
yeah, I kind of like the charred taste a little bit. Not, I mean, of course, it can be burnt, but if it has a little more char crispiness to it, yeah, I fuck with it. It's not bad.
So what were your overall thoughts about Thanksgiving this year?
I thought the food was, for the most part, was pretty good. I can't even hold you. Thought the food was solid. I can't complain, man. It was a dope day. Got to I got to volunteer for a good portion of the day. I got to meet up with people that I haven't seen in a while. So yeah, I can't complain.
Okay. Okay. That's what's up. What's up? You know, Thanksgiving's always a nice time of year. You know what I mean? I was thinking, I was just like, all the stuff that's happened this year and just all the nice people that have been around. It's, you start to really count your blessings, I guess is the best way to put it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you get to do any Black Friday shopping or anything like that? Did you go out and do any Black Friday shopping?
No, I didn't go out and do any Black Friday shopping, but I did do some shopping online. But it wasn't necessarily for me to grab the Black Friday deals. It was just more or less of like, hey, I need to start Christmas shopping, that type of stuff.
So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did all of it online. Like this is like maybe the first year of all the Black Friday stuff where I was just like, I'm just not going out. Well, I guess including last year because all the COVID stuff. But you know, I don't really care about it anymore. I'm not gonna lie to you. I
Me
did get my
neither.
deals though.
Me neither. I mean, I don't know. I feel like going out shopping, at least for me, it's really evolved into like, hey, I need to go out to the store and I need to grab this today. If it's something like some sneakers or like a vinyl, yeah, I'm gonna buy it, get it, but I don't necessarily need it today.
Low key, this weekend was actually a great time to buy some crypto.
Yeah, I hear.
I'm not sure if you knew, but there was like a little dip for pretty much all of crypto over the weekend, and like it was not too nice for people.
I mean, it doesn't bother me because I always looked at the crypto thing as a long term thing. I
Okay.
for anybody that's looking for pump and dumps and short term gains, my advice to you, especially if you're a casual person in the crypto game or know nothing about it, is you should probably pay attention a lot more than the people who are in it for the long run. The reason being, so this way you know when to cash out. Because if not, you're going to miss your opportunity every time. There's coins out there that people are just not aware of. Like, for example, crypto.com coin, and people are just not aware of it, despite the fact that it has been getting a big bump over the past week. Another one I saw was like solar energy coin. That one raised up like 18,000%.
It's called
So
Solar Energy Coin.
yeah, the acronym is SEG.
Oh, that's crazy. All right.
Yeah. So it's crazy. It's just that I'm a long term person. Like I'm not hurting for money where I'm like, oh my God, man, I need this crypto coin to hit. I just put in my paycheck, rent is due. It's not, I'm not hurting for it like that. I'm expected like, okay, hopefully within 3 years to 5 years, I could cash out big and pay less on taxes. So
Yo, that's what I'm thinking about too. Like
that,
I was
go
like,
ahead.
well, I was like, if it hits by 2025, I'm like, that's pretty good. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be too mad at that.
Yeah. And also, I think it might be smarter for a lot of people to play the long term game because of taxes. Because I did the research, and this is just by 2021. So who knows? things could change by 2025. Things could change by next year.
Yeah.
But if you cash out on a coin that's larger than like 500,000 some change, the max percentage you have to pay on that is 20%. From whatever you get to net from the coins that you're selling. If you have it, and that's if you've held that coin for over 366 days. If you held it for less than that, the max is 37%. So to me, I'm like, I'll take 20% over 30% any day of the week.
See, to me, I feel like it's like this, right? I'm not looking for like $10 out of these coins. You know what I mean? I'm looking for like major gain.
And, millions.
In order to stay in there, millions is nice, to think about. But in order to get it, you got to stay in there for a few years. You know what I mean? But millions is possible though, if you're putting in the right money in the right places.
Yeah, I think that I think $1 million. I put it like this: if you're getting in the game for the long term, if you're short term, like, look, I'm just looking for like 20,000, 50,000, maybe 100,000. Then yeah, cool, you do your thing. But if you're in the long term, why not try to hold out until you get like $1 million? Nobody's saying you have to hold out for 10, 20, 30, but at least $1 million. Because I'm like, you've been waiting for all that time. Try to get at least $1 million.
And this isn't financial advice, of course. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100% it's not financial advice. So if you listen to what we say, you're the dumb and you're the big idiot of the year.
Big idiot of the year. It's the end of the year. So yeah, you would be the biggest idiot of the year at this point if you did that. So don't listen to us when it comes to us. We're just conversating. Yeah. But have you got a chance to listen to any of NBA Youngboy recently?
No. So besides that album he came out with around the time that he got out of jail, no, not really. And I wasn't a big fan of the album. I don't hate the dude, but his music is definitely not for me.
So like, I feel like I have to really listen through his music to see what I like and what I don't like. Because I feel like I would like some of his songs, but it wouldn't be like every other song. You know what I mean? I might be able to take like 3 or 4 off a project. You know what I mean?
Right.
So my bad, go ahead.
No, I didn't say anything.
Well, what I was going to say was like, with this whole thing going on YouTube or whatever, I figured I might catch up on some of his music. But I mean, seeing as they took all his videos off, I'm probably going to have to use Spotify, Apple Music, something like that.
Yeah, I saw that. And it's crazy because I also saw that he had something like 9 billion views on total with all his music videos. And that's just crazy for all that to be gone. Now, I can't say if YouTube was the one that removed it or he removed it. I don't know. But if YouTube was the one that removed it, that seems pretty shitty.
Now, I was looking at an article earlier and somebody called him the king of YouTube. Would you consider him to be in any way, the hip hop king, the young hip hop king, any of that?
So I don't think I would call him the king of YouTube. Without saying like without seeing a list of the most streams from a content creator, whether it's an artist or somebody that does these stupid reaction videos. Like, I have to see where he fits in on that list. If he's number 1 on that, then yeah, then by far he's the YouTube king. I'm not just going to say it because people are fanning out about fanboyism and shit. I'm not going to say that.
What I will say
I'm not going to say it without just saying like, okay, he literally does have more views than literally anybody that has made videos.
So he does have a really strong fan base, though. That's what I will say.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 9 billion views is not small at all. That's I wouldn't be surprised if they had a top 10 and he wouldn't be in the top 10.
I'm sure he might be like, if he's not number 1, he has to be probably in the top 3. I would assume, just because his fan base is so strong.
9 billion is a lot.
That's a hell of a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think like that might be like up there with like Taylor Swift numbers and things like that.
No, I think that's how many billions of people are in the world?
I mean, 7 billion. That's what they say.
Yeah, it's over per if one person of each person in the world. You know what I'm saying? he has more than that. That's crazy.
No, that's kind of wild when you think about it. It's like,
Yeah.
how many times were people really listening to your shit, you know?
Exactly.
Like, Jesus, man. Oh my God. I wonder if he got any help from Kanye on any of that music, you know what I mean?
I don't know if he got any help from Kanye in the music. It seems like a lot of his music is him by himself. Like you'll see him on other features, like I've seen him with Rich the Kid and Amigos, but a lot of his like solo projects is just like him by himself. And I don't know if Kanye's ever worked with him or is interested in work with him. I just know that he's interested in making sure that him and Kim Kardashian are back though, because that yeah, it just seems like the only thing that he's been talking about the past week.
I mean, I'm not mad at him though. I respect his efforts to get back with his woman. I mean, I shouldn't even say it like that. It's not to get back with Kim Kardashian. I think that I mean, it's interesting because I mean, like, you know, if you pay attention to the tabloids and what they're saying in the news, you figure she's completely moved on with Pete Davidson, or at least she's, you know, dating him for the moment at the least. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, she's probably having her fun, just like Kanye was having his fun when he was with that random model chick.
That's what I feel like Kanye thinks about it. I don't even think he takes Pete Davidson seriously. I don't think a lot of people do. I mean, maybe even Kim Kardashian doesn't, for real. You know what I
mean? Maybe so. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think it's interesting that he's actually publicly coming out. Like, this guy is literally one of the richest men in America alone, the world. And he's probably coming out like, hey, look, I want my wife or ex-wife, whatever the situation is, I want her back. And it seems like he's willing to, you know, do what he needs to do to have his wife back, to bring his family back. But even though it's not happening now because she's having her fun, but we'll see. We'll wait and see if, you know, if glory comes to Kanye, or Ye, excuse me, or he's going to have to move on to the next one.
I mean, do you respect his efforts? You know what I mean? Seeing as he is putting himself on blast, essentially trying to get Kim Kardashian back into his life. Do you respect the effort?
I respect it because I feel like if you are a man, especially somebody on his stature, you got to let it be known that you want a woman back. Because sometimes I feel like women are kind of like, hey, you're not really showing that you really want me, so I'm gonna just go off to do whatever my thing is. So him coming out there doing that, I could respect it. Now, whether it's genuine or he's like being a narcissist or some shit, that's another conversation. But on the surface level, I just think that I'm not mad at it. Because if you was trying to get your girl back, I'm not saying you were running social media, but I'm pretty sure you were trying to, you know, let her know, like, hey, look, you know, I messed up. Can we please work this out type shit? And listeners, I'm not saying that Nacho has a girlfriend or nothing. To all the lovely ladies out there that's trying to get at him. I'll just mention him as an example.
You know, I think that's a good way to put it. I don't really have much more to add to what you said, actually. I think that's pretty much exactly how I feel about it. I'm not mad at it. And, you know, if that's what he wants to do, then, you know, shouts out to him for that.
Right.
Now, I know you didn't listen to NBA Youngboy, but I know you had a chance to listen to 30 by Adele, right?
No.
Wow, that's crazy.
I didn't listen to Adele. Besides whatever song that I see on social media or whatever like that, I haven't listened to Adele. Should I give her a chance? Yeah, probably. But yeah, I didn't listen to her. But I know that she did well on the Billboard, though. I know that she was going to hit number one, and she kind of crushed Drake's numbers. Drake was like the number one selling artist of the year 2021. Now Adele got him beat by like 100,000.
I'm not mad at it at all. Like, Adele has selling power, and I feel like she has for a while now. She's a big time name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think she'll probably hit 1 million before the year's over. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. She'll probably hit 1 million next week.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
I think that if we were in the age of streaming, she probably would have at least hit platinum the first week off her sales alone. I was going to say she probably would have done double platinum in the first week, because it's not far-fetched for her, because she sold she went 3 times platinum in the first week with her past album.
I mean, but like, I feel like it's for her. She's been doing this for a bit, and not only that, apparently her music's pretty good. I've never took out the time to listen to an Adele album. I'm not gonna lie to you, but from what everybody I listen to, they say that this album, or I should say, her albums, are always good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a chance. It's just that I haven't really got around to it right now. So I just think that it's just shouts out to Adele. I hope she gets that platinum where more than likely she'll get it. And I hope more life and more success to her. You know what I'm saying? But listeners, as we're speaking on successes of Adele, we're breaking news. We were just informed that, unfortunately, that Virgil Abloh, and forgive me if I'm mispronouncing his name, but you got anybody that's involved with the culture of rap or even in the fashion world, it was just announced he just passed away. As far as how he passed away, I don't know, but it's very sad. And here at the Highly Advised podcast, myself, Nigel, and Spence included, even though he's not on this episode, we would like to say, we would like to send our prayers and our condolences off to him, his family, his close friends and supporters, because that's just very sad, man. It's very sad because we just had Young Dolph, RIP to Young Dolph, and then now we're having Virgil, RIP to him. And it's very sad. It's really sad when we see one of our brothers and sisters just pass away. Whatever the cause and whatever the reason, it's just sad that another life is gone.
I'm not even sure as to how old he was, if he was old at all. You know what I mean? Virgil Abloh is a name that I hear a lot. When it comes to fashion and the culture, and I know that this is going to be a death that we hear about for a long time.
The news is just kind of sudden. So
did you see as to how old he was just now?
No, I can look right now. 41 years of age.
Man, like he wasn't an old guy at all. You know what I mean?
He wasn't.
Wow.
Wasn't old kind of.
That's super sad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the thing is, I can't say I know much about him other than like, his name and what he, means to a few people. So this is, it's shocking. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I wasn't expecting to hear that.
I'm seeing cancer.
Okay. So it might've been one of those things where he just, wasn't telling a lot of people.
Yeah, it was. I'm seeing right now from actually Louis Vuitton. They posted it themselves. He's been battling cancer for years and battling it privately. And unfortunately today he just, he lost the battle. So RP to him as usual, fuck cancer. And damn, it's really sad. It's really sad.
Yeah, no, that's unfortunate. Like,
yeah.
Wow. Well, definitely RIP Virgil Abloh. This is unfortunate to hear, but next weekend there is something that we will be looking forward to, or at least I know I'll be looking forward to. Jose Aldo will be fighting Rob Font on a UFC Fight Night next weekend. This is the last card before UFC 269, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's the last card. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I actually don't know the card at all besides the main event. And I haven't been tuned into this card exactly. I know the main event, and I know the main event has big implications to it to see who may be next to fight for the title. But yeah, I don't know the card like that. Do you have it brought up in front of you so we could look at it real quick?
Yeah, I have it brought up in front of me right now, actually. So there was supposed to be a fight with Matt Brown, but he had to pull out because of COVID. So
okay,
that's not happening anymore. You have I'm gonna list off the names, and let me tell you, and you should know a few of these names. You got Jake Matthews fighting Jeremiah Wells.
Okay. I know Jake Matthews. I don't know Jeremiah.
Manel Cape versus, I can't pronounce the guy's last name. I'm sure you might not know him either. But I
I
know who
know
Manel Cape
who.
is though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know who Manel Cop is.
Brendan Allen versus Chris Curtis.
Chris Curtis, he just knocked somebody out. I want to say he knocked somebody out on the Usman Covington card that just passed.
I can't remember at the moment, but
Yeah,
I have to look it up. Jimmy Crew, who we both know,
yeah,
is going to fight Jamahal Hill.
yeah. I know both of those fighters. Yeah, there
Who?
should be actually a decent fight.
Okay. Brad Riddle versus Rafael Fiziev.
That's gonna be fight of the night.
Why do you say that?
Because both of those guys, they're both great strikers, and they love to go forward. They love to go forward. That guy Rafael that just fought, he just beat Bobby Green.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, that was him.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Brad Riddell, he's a guy that he likes to fight too. So yeah, that's a good fight right there.
Okay, so you got 3 fights that might actually be, pretty nice on this card. This card doesn't sound all that bad then to me.
Yeah.
And then you got the main event being Rob Font versus Jose Aldo.
Yeah, which is also a good fight.
Who do you have in that fight?
I'm going to say Rob Font. I'm going to say Rob Font by decision because I think that Rob Font has been able to put the boxing together really nice in his recent fights, and especially he's been looking like he's becoming one of the better boxers in the bantamweight division. He really tuned up Cody Garbrandt, tuned it up really well. Yeah, this fight is hard because to really predict, because Jose Aldo, he's showing that no matter how old he is and he went down in weight, he's still a problem. Remember Cheeto Vera, who just knocked out Frankie Edgar, he lost to Jose Aldo, and Jose Aldo beat him convincingly. There was no debate about nothing.
Yep,
so Jose Aldo, he's just not something to sleep on. As you know, Jose Aldo always mixes up his striking very well. He's been improving on his boxing lately, but as you know, he still comes in really well with the leg kicks, the body kicks. I'm telling you that Jose Aldo is still versatile. He might not be WEC Aldo or early UFC Aldo, but he's still a problem. I'm just leaning to Rob Font because I just think, I don't know, man. I just think Rob Font, I think the boxing is going to really help him in this fight. He doesn't have to worry about any grappling for Jose Aldo because Jose Aldo, he can grapple, but you could tell he's stand up first. So I just think that I can be wrong on my prediction. I may be wrong on my prediction. I just have Rob Font, man. My gut is telling me Rob Font, but I could be very well wrong on this one. This one was kind of a pick-up fight to me.
I was thinking about it as you were talking about it, and I was just like, yeah, this fight is a very close pick-em fight. Like, it can really go either way. I think it's tough, man, because, like, I feel like if Rob Font can beat Cody Garbrandt and stay away from the power that he brings, he should be able to beat Jose Aldo. But Jose Aldo looked really good in his last fight, and I don't think he's playing around in this fight at all. Now, I think Rob Font needs to hurt him early in order to win this fight, though.
I don't know if Rob Font could hurt him. That's my gripe. I don't know if he could hurt him. I think it's going to be a game of inches in this fight. I think this fight might come down to points, like for real. Like who has more volume, who's landed more strikes. I think it'll come down to that. I don't think it's going to come down to a real, like, Jose Aldo was able to dominate him and keep catching him with uppercuts. So I don't think it will be anything like that. I think it really is going to come down to inches. Like, there's going to be a bunch of close rounds. I don't see this. This fight is pretty hard to predict, man. But what I will say is the winner of this fight should probably be next in line for a title shot. I know people are going to say TJ Dillashaw, but my thing with TJ is just, one, I think the guy just got ACL surgery. A guy that has 2 ACL surgeries, you don't recover quick from that. You don't get it, the next year you're ready to fight in 3 months. No, unless you're training your ass off from the surgery to then. But I think with TJ Dillashaw, since now he's off the juice, he's going to take a little more time. I think it's going to be Rob Font or Jose Aldo versus the winner of Petr Yan or Aljamain Sterling. Because I seen something earlier today that the fight is targeted for like February, March for Aljamain and Petr Yan.
Do you have any quick words on the Teofimo fight?
I think so. I'll put it like this. I'm not a big Teofimo fan because I think he just talks a lot of trash for somebody who won one big fight, which is against Lomachenko. And don't get me wrong, beating Lomachenko is a very big deal, but he was talking like he's like this pay-per-view king and he's selling out all the arenas and he deserved to get $20 million in his next fight. Like nobody really knew you outside of beating Lomachenko, and you got to be a boxing fan. You got to like boxing to know that. People who don't even watch boxing like that still don't know who Teofimo is like that. They barely know who the guy is. So and Lomachenko is still popular. He's still more known than Teofimo, and Teofimo beat him. So that just goes to show he's not really the A side in any talk. So when he lost to this guy, Kambosos, now I'm not familiar with Kambosos, but also I'm not the most diehard boxing fan either. So when he lost to Kambosos, a casual like myself and somebody and other people who are even worse than me, they only know who Floyd is. That's it. And now Logan and Jake Paul. But they're gonna be like, well, Teofimo lost to a no name. And that's unfortunate. You lost to a guy that nobody barely knows. And guess what? He doesn't have a rematch clause now. So that means this guy, he can run off into the middle of the night with the belts. And now that he ran off in the middle of the night with the belts, now we're going to see other people, hopefully Devin Haney and him could fight and unify all the belts to get that crap out of the way. You have Ryan Garcia, who all of a sudden he's not depressed anymore. He wants to come out the woodwork and fight. Shakur Stevenson, he's asking for a fight. I'm pretty sure, Tank and his people, they're going to eventually ask for a fight. So I just feel like Teofimo, he came out as like the big loser, talking all this trash. I'm not accepting no fights because I'm the A side. And now look at him, he lost. And I guarantee you nobody like the people I just mentioned, Devin Haney, Tank, Shakur, et cetera, nobody's going to want to fight him now. Because it's like, hey, man, you don't got a belt. We don't care about you. You're not a money fight. Like, I put it like this. If Canelo were to lose, right, let's say Canelo lost his next fight at this cruiserweight guy, I guarantee you people are still lining up to fight Canelo.
I get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying. Well, I mean, shouts out to him. Like, I think it's I just think the whole thing about boxing is interesting. The more I'm getting into it, the more I realize why I'm not really into it like that, and it honestly frustrates me a lot. So I don't know. It is what it is, and I guess we'll see who he fights next. Now, I'm not sure if you saw last night any of the fights that happened, but the Triad Combat event happened last night, and it was MMA versus boxing, with Shannon Briggs being on the boxing team and Rampage being on the MMA team.
So I didn't watch any of the event. I knew it was going on or whatever like that, but I didn't watch any of the event, none of it at all. So I can't tell you who fought who really. All I know is Frank Mir got spanked really bad against a boxer who already lost to like Anthony Joshua in the past. And Mike Perry won a split decision against a boxer who was like 23-5 or 25-3 or something like that.
I didn't get to see the Matt Mitrione fight because he also fought last night.
Okay.
I'm curious to see as to how it went, but he lost. I honestly don't know how it went. The Frank Mir fight was, I mean, I don't know what people are expecting. He pretty much got beat from the beginning of the 2 minutes to the end of it. So like, that's kind of how that went. And to me, Frank Mir has never been like that good of a boxer, even when it came to MMA boxing. I mean, he can box better than some MMA fighters, but this is a boxing match. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I don't really have much more to say than that. Derek Campos versus Brian Vera. I did happen to watch that fight. Derek Campos came in. I'm pretty sure he was the boxing guy in that fight, and he went in there, and to me, it looked like he was winning from the beginning of the fight to the end of it. Mike,
Really? I thought Derek Campos was a Bellator fighter.
oh, was he? Well, he did his thing in that fight.
Yeah. Derek Campos. He's a Bellator fighter. Actually, he lost. His last great win was against Daniel Strauss, but mind you, this is Daniel Strauss who's like not in his prime,
Right?
You know, coming off all those motorcycle accidents and shit.
Right. Well, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, and I don't want to. Maybe I'm tripping. The Mike Perry fight was kind of interesting. Mike Perry, he got knocked down in like I want to say the second and fourth round, and I thought that it was actually pretty back and forth for a guy who was the boxer in the boxing match. Mike Perry was actually looking to be the aggressor for a decent bit of the fight.
They say he won, man. They say he won. So that little sparring session he had with Jake Paul might have really helped him.
Wow, Jake Paul. Jake Paul was the coach of the year, right? Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, you saw apparently Jake Paul was outboxing Mike Perry, but Mike Perry said it was only like they only went at it for like 3-minute rounds. And he said that he started to figure him out by like that third round, but by then the sparring session was already over.
I mean, it is what it is. Like it's I feel like I don't really have much to say about that. The Pauls are,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I've been hearing in the news recently is that there's a new variant that they've been seeing throughout the world and whatnot. It's Omicron. I think about Omnicron, like the Transformer. I mean, from what I hear, it's shot resistant, and New York has issued a state of emergency as of yesterday, from what I know. And it's something to be aware of because I saw a lot of things drop. Supposedly the crypto drop was because of it. Supposedly the stock market dropped because of it. It's like people are aware that this thing is going around, and apparently if those things are dropping, I'm sure it's not for nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's wow.
Yeah. So it might be something to be, very cautious of in the future.
Well, listeners, I'm gonna let you know right now. It doesn't matter if you're fucking for the vaccine or not for the vaccine. I think the most important thing is you got to be safe. If you're sick, don't be around anybody. If you're coughing, sneezing and shit, you don't need to be around anybody. And that's just common sense, vaccine or not, just don't be around anybody. But you're probably going to still get some people that are like, oh, fuck you, motherfucker. I'm going to be around whoever, even though I'm coughing and sneezing. It's a free country.
Yeah. I saw it on Twitter earlier today. So
see,
we still here with that conversation. So, be safe out there, y'all. Make sure you use sanitizer and drink your water, like Spence always says.
Absolutely, 100%. Let the people know where they can listen to us, man.
You can follow us at the Highly Advised Podcast on Instagram, Highly Advised Podcast on YouTube.
Okay.
Advised Highly on Twitter. I am Relaxing Noji_Jackson. That is, who are you?
I'm Big Cozy, the living embodiment of knowledge.
And you have been highly advised. This is episode 84. You have been highly advised. We will see you next week. That's it.
You've been highly advised.
You've been highly advised.